The Yorkshire Dales, barren and beautiful. A vast and uncompromising landscape where carpets of heather hold firm on windswept peaks, and great valleys guide rivers and hikers home. Today, the Dales is a wildlife haven, a national park and one of the jewels in Yorkshire's crown. But this isn't a story about today, nor is it a story about our great-great-grandparents who picked and shoveled the land in search of valuable lead. No, our story starts long before lead mines dappled the Dales. It starts before cities and civilizations, before humans or even dinosaurs roamed the earth. It starts in a shallow sea, 350 million years ago. This is Yorkshire, but it's not the Yorkshire you or I know. The area that will become the Yorkshire Dales is flush with underwater life, colourful corals, delicate sea lilies, ancient sharks, and strange shellfish. These creatures live and they die, and as they die, their bodies layer up on the seafloor, layer upon layer, year upon year, until, eventually, the creatures harden into fossils, locked inside a dense grey sedimentary rock called limestone. And this is where our story truly starts, with a tiny crack in the limestone bed of a shallow sea. The crack becomes a fissure. The fissure grows and grows, and after millions of years of rainfall and erosion and seismic shifts, it becomes this. A labyrinth of corridors, columns, and underground streams. A palace of bizarre and beautiful rock formations, damp and glistening like alien jewels. For hundreds of thousands of years, this treasure trove lay undisturbed and undiscovered deep beneath the earth. Then, on one fateful night in 1860, a couple of local lead miners made a very unusual discovery. They weren't looking for Stump Cross Caverns. The only treasure they cared about was lead, and they were chasing a particularly promising vein. They dug, they chipped, they chiseled, until, suddenly, one of the miners heard a hollow sound. Was there something below? The miners worked through the night until the crack was just big enough to squeeze through. And as their candles fought the darkness, they became the first people in human history to gaze upon this subterranean wonderland. Soon, you will follow in their footsteps and become one of the select few who have discovered the secrets of Stump Cross Caverns. There are 65 steps leading into the dark depths below. As soon as you descend, you will enter another world, an ancient world, a world of darkness, echoes, and hidden passageways, a world of adventure. Every step unlocks a new discovery. First, a curious corner, where huge wet rocks hang like slabs of beef. Still, to this day, it's known as the Butcher's Shop. Next, the Wolverine Cave, a feast of flowstone, stalactites, and secret passageways glimmering in glorious color. Then, Reindeer Cavern, a jewelry box of columns and balustrades. Finally, you come to the cathedral, whose yawning vaults guard some of the cave's most awe-inspiring secrets. A great stone organ, a crisp white wedding cake, colonnades and monoliths, and mighty grimacing gargoyles. Each formation is a unique treasure. Like frozen relics, they seem to defy the laws of gravity and time. But these statues are not still. They move, they grow, they live. Here's what to look for. Drips. Every drip carries tiny crystals of limestone, called calcite. And as they drip and splash, those tiny crystals build up. Very, very slowly, the drips turn into stalactites, great gravity-defying obelisks. The splashes become stalagmites, tall totems that crawl upwards like trees searching for cracks of sunlight. And so the caves grow, an inch every 200 years. Eventually, over many centuries, some meet in the middle, forming the impressive columns you'll see at Stump Cross Caverns today. There are more secrets to discover in the shadowy corners of the caverns. Like a strange subterranean museum, Stump Cross rewards those with a keen eye and a keen sense of adventure. Some observant explorers have even found bones. Take our unfortunate friends, the wolverines. Several specimens were washed into the caverns by flash floods during the last ice age. Their bones lay undiscovered for thousands of years until cavers found them in the 1980s, buried under sediment and scree. These grisly finds gave the Wolverine Cave its name, and you can see a replica skull in our gift shop today. It serves as a memento of our ancient past, when savage creatures lived, fought, and died in the Dales. Now it's time to embark on your own voyage of discovery. But before you do, take note. Stump Cross Caverns is not a theme park or a film set. It's a real, natural cave system full of narrow nooks and low ceilings. That's why we have some underground rules. Cavewoman, if you please. Please only enter the caverns if you're reasonably fit and active. You must wear a helmet at all times. Take one from the basket and make sure it's securely fastened. Remember, there are 65 steps down. Take care underfoot. Do not rush. The ground is uneven in places and may be slippery. Certain items are forbidden for your safety. These include all food and drink except bottled water, as well as rucksacks and back baby carriers. Front-facing carriers are allowed. Keep left at every junction. This helps to keep everyone safe and ensures you see every fascinating corner of the caverns. It's cold down there. You still have time to grab a warm jumper, if you're quick. It's dark too, so everyone gets a torch to help guide their way. Children, take a finger torch and pop it on your favorite finger. You're welcome to take this home. Adults, take a UV torch. As you shine it around, you'll see intricate glowing patterns on the walls. Please return your UV torch to a member of staff when your tour is over.
And this is really important. Please do not touch the rock formations, as this can damage them. The cave is my home, and the Stump Cross team has worked really hard to protect and preserve it for future generations. Remember, we're just passing through. We should leave only footprints and take only memories.
The time is here. Your adventure begins below.